Normally my videos are a bit more sarcastic, a bit more ha ha ha, a bit more memes, or a bit more me trying to find lighter moments in things. But this isn't going to be one of those videos because lately I haven't been able to stop thinking about this particular clip. I saw it again not long after hearing about the death of Alec Penstone, which happened what, a week ago?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The, the country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm
What
sorry.
what do you mean by that, though? At this point?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
And his sadness and anguish over the state of this country, because this was a man who fought for us, who fought for Britain and for Britain's future, who lived through a time when the stakes were incredibly clear, where people knew exactly what they were fighting for. And now, coming towards the end of his life, he looked back at it and he went, I'm not sure it was worth it. Because what happens to a country when even the people who sacrificed the most for it aren't even sure what that sacrifice was for anymore? And sadly, I think more and more people are starting to feel that way too. And I think that's why what happened next stayed with me the way it did, because it made me realize this isn't just a feeling from the past, which brings me to what happened, the murder of Henry Nowak. And I've been thinking about it all night, having seen that body cam footage. I'm sure you all have as well, which is genuinely harrowing to watch. But something about how horrific it is has made me realize every now and then in this country, sadly, something truly horrific happens. And every single time I have the same thought. This is going to be the moment. Like, this is going to be the thing that actually forces change. This is going to be the moment where we all suddenly stop, take it seriously, and say, no, this can't keep happening. And for a while, it feels like that might be true. Everyone talks about it. Everyone's upset. Everyone reacts. But nothing happens. Not nothing in the sense that people don't care. Of course people care. You can feel it. The energy is there, but nothing changes in a way that feels lasting or meaningful, or like there is going to be anything done to prevent the next one from happening. Because we have so many of these moments now, so many of these cases that stay with you, the ones where you sit there and you think, how is that even possible? How can someone be that cruel? And in that moment, it feels like their death has to mean something. Like, it has to lead somewhere. And I think what has gotten me so upset lately is I no longer believe that this will be the moment of change. And I don't think that's because people are becoming cold or heartless. I just think it's because we've seen this pattern too many times now. Something awful happens. We react, we process it, we move on. And then the next time something happens, we go through it all over again, like it's some sort of sadistic Twilight Zone emotional loop where we all feel everything, but then we don't believe that anything will actually shift. Because we don't forget these names. We talk about them regularly. They come up year after year on the anniversary of their death, but we often forget the feeling that came with it, the urgency, the sense that something had to change. And somehow we seem to get moved along, sort of shuffled into this don't look back in anger mentality. And for some reason, we do. And I don't know when that started happening, because I think there was a time when something like this would happen and it would genuinely feel like a line had been crossed, like something has to come from this, as in that the sacrifice of someone meant something. And now it just feels like we have to absorb it, like a communal trauma. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope something changes because of this. I hope we actually stop and ask, who are we? What do we stand for? And what do we want this country to be? And will the sacrifices be worth it? Because if we don't believe that anything will come from this, then what are we even fighting to save? And maybe, sadly, What happens if we stop asking that altogether